Toby is a wise old steam tram who works on the island of Sodor. When he first came to the railway, Thomas, the police officer, with Thomas the tank engine, he thought he needed the police officer thought that Thomas needed cow catchers. So Sir Topham had decided to bring Toby and his coach, Henrietta, to help on the island of Sodor. Ever since Thomas and the police, Toby and the police officer, Toby threatened the policeman, and threatened the policeman, Thomas and Toby have been firm friends ever since. One day, Toby was shoved into Knapford Station. He was going to pick up some passengers. When he arrived, he saw Sir Topham Hatt talking to Thomas. Toby came to say good morning to Sir Topham Hatt and Thomas. Good morning, sir. Good morning, Toby. I'm talking to Thomas right now. Can you wait real quick? Of course, sir. Thank you, said Sir Topham Hatt. In the meantime, Thomas, you don't have any more passengers to do today. So, would you like to do something else for a while? Like work in the yard or shop freight cars? That'll be nice, sir. Thank you. I will love to do that. Very well, said Sir Topham Hatt. How about you, Toby? Thomas doesn't have any more work to do. And, they can't run without a steam tram on Thomas's branch line alone. There are not a few passengers on Thomas's branch line, so I don't think you need Rosie or Thomas for a while. But sir, said Thomas, I love going on my branch line. Okay, said Sir Topham Hatt. Then Toby, you can have a break if you want. Thank you, sir. I would love to. May Bertie and I do the branch line run ourselves? Asked Thomas. I guess you could, said Sir Topham Hatt. But it's gonna take a lot of work with you two, so be careful. So there's no race, no wrestling around or no dilly-dallying. Do you understand? Understand, sir, said Thomas. Good, said Sir Topham Hatt. In the meantime, you and Bertie may proceed. Toby, you can shut some freight cars if you want. Yes, sir. I would love to do that, sir. Very good. You could shut Thomas's coaches. You could shut your coach and Rosie's coach. Go tell Rosie when Rosie comes into the yard, you need to talk to her. All right? Yes, sir, said Toby. So Toby chuffed away. So Toby headed to toward the steamworks to shut Henrietta away. Good morning, Victor and Kevin. Good morning, my friend, said Victor. Hello, Toby, said Percy. Hello, Percy. When are you gonna come out of the steamworks? Today. Victor's just fixing me. Anyway, Victor, can I go? Of course you may, my friend. Thank you, said Percy. And he chuffed happily out of the steamworks. Good morning, everybody, said Percy. Hello, Percy, said James. Nice to see you fixed again. Thank you. It took a very long time to get me fixed. I bet, said Gordon. It took a lot of time. It's been a long time since I've seen you. I know. It feels like a year. Nonsense, said James. It was only for a few days. Okay, said Percy. Whatever. Anyway, I'm gonna hang out here for a while. Is that okay? Of course it is, said James. So Percy got into a siding. And just then, Edward arrived. Hello, guys, said Edward. Hello, Edward, said Gordon. How are you doing, said Edward. Doing good, said James. We're just talking here. That's good, said Edward. Well, think I'm tired. Toby was about to turn some freight cars when Sir Topham had arrived. Toby, there are some freight cars that need to be taken to Brandon Docks. You must shunt these troublesome trucks filled with stone, and then you must take them to Brandon Docks. They are needed for a ship. Bulstrode will be taking one by one. So be careful. These troublesome trucks are very troublesome. Yes, sir. Make sure you bring a caboose with you. Yes, sir. And Toby chuffed off to shunt freight cars. And Sir Topham drove away. Toby set to work shunting troublesome trucks to the proper places. Susie shunted them all in line. There's an extra freight car there. So the workman uncoupled it, and it rolled over to the freight car and banged into it. Toby rolled his train into a siding. After he shunted his train, he chuffed to the front of it. Toby was coupled on, the guard boys whistle, and he was on his way. The train was heavy, so Toby went as slowly as he could. Toby was very careful pushing the freight cars. It took a lot of work, but he kept going. Inch by inch, he slowly began to move in. As Toby steamed into the station, he saw Thomas. Hello, Thomas. Hello, Toby. What are you doing? I'm pulling the good freight cars. I can't stop. I have important work to do. And he kept going. So Toby chuffed slowly toward the tunnel. By the time he chuffed toward the tunnel, the trucks began to cause trouble. On, they cried. Go faster, go faster. But as soon as Toby went into the tunnel, the freight cars plunged in. Faster, 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 they said. No, said Toby, no! Rosie was chuffing happily to Elsbridge Station. But Toby was coming very fast behind her. Rosie! Look out! Uh-oh, said to Rosie. I better run. This could be disastrous very quick. So she raced away as fast as she could. Toby raced after her. Help, he said. The freight cars are pushing me. Help! But it was still no good. Toby kept going. And the freight cars kept plunging after him. Rosie tried to race away, but it was no good. Toby kept racing after her. Stop! Stop, he said to the cars. No, he won't. No, he won't, they said. Rosie raced past the timber sheds and into the docks. She quickly made it into a siding, just in time. As Toby was racing around the bend. Help, he said. The freight cars are pushing me. Help. Uh-oh, said Donald. This could be deadly very quick. He whispered to his brother. I know. It's going to be very, very difficult for Toby. I agree, said Emily. There's something has to be done here. Toby thundered through the docks. "Slow down, Toby," said Cranky. "I can't stop," said Toby. "Help!" As soon as Toby made it over the drawbridge, he plunged down into the sea below. The trucks crashed after him. They thought it was very funny, so he decided to laugh about it. "This is funny," grumbled Toby. "It's not funny." He could hardly speak because his face was in the water. Bill and Sir Topham Hatt arrived at the docks. Bill the tank engine brought Sir Topham Hatt, arrived on Sir Topham Hatt. He was cross. "Toby," he said sternly, "I know you were trying to be useful, but now is not the time to race around like that. And I know the trucks have been naughty, and I knew you trying to be useful. But you know that you should never have taken those cars without a back engine." "I'm sorry, sir," said Toby. "I won't do it again." "But I understand," said Sir Topham Hatt. "Thankfully, the stone hadn't got lost in the ocean, but the car you're facing with the red on the top has gone in the ocean. Thankfully, you saved the other trucks. The caboose is destroyed. Bill has to rescue you, and now you'll have to go to the works for a while. And you pretty much broken down while you're at it. Like start. "It's okay," said Sir Topham Hatt. "We'll get you out of here in a few minutes," he said. "Yes, sir," chuffed Toby. Next, Sir Topham Hatt spoke to Salty. "Salty, I need you to take Toby to the steamworks." "Aye, aye, sir," said Salty. So Salty was coupled onto Toby, and they shoved away to the steamworks. Toby and Salty arrived at the steamworks. Toby wasn't happy. "Hello, Toby, my friend. What happened here?" "Well, Victor," said Toby, "I have been a little silly. I tried to take the freight cars to the docks by myself, and now I know I shouldn't have done it by myself, but I thought I was strong like the other engines, and so that's why I pretty much did it. And the freight cars, when I came through the tunnel next to Rocky, behind that wall, the freight cars kind of like pushed me past Dorothy. I made her lose control and sent her to the docks onto a siding where Salty was, and then Sir Topham Hatt came to see me. He wasn't happy with me, but he accepted my apology, and I told him I wouldn't do it again. And I still feel ashamed about myself. I understand, my friend, but you know, Sir Topham Hatt still likes you," he said. "I understand," said Toby, "but I have been a little silly, and I think I learned from my mistakes. But anyway, my firebox has gone out, and I feel sick. But don't worry, my friend. We'll fix you up in no time." "Thank you, Victor," said Toby. "You're quite welcome, my friend." A few days later, Toby arrived at home. Arrived out of the steamworks. All the engines were happy to see him. "My," said Edward, "you look very new and shiny." "Thank you," said Toby. Victor fixed me all up from funnel to cab." "He did a very good job," said Percy. Yes, indeed," said Gordon. "I think he did marvelous with you." "Victor's a very good pro," said James. Thanks for your compliments, guys. But now I'm gonna think about resting in the shed for a while, and think about what I've done for a while." "Okay," said Percy. "Would you like us to hang out with you?" I think I wanna hang out by myself for a while, said Toby. Okay, said Edward. So, we'll see you later. See you later, said Toby. And he shoved away. But Toby had learned a few things today. He had to learn not to go off without a back engine while pulling freight cars, and he learned now that he wouldn't do anything like that ever again.